Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Finance with Avern. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the top 5 CD certificate of deposit accounts ranked by APY annual percentage yield for October 2024. If you've been following the news or locked in here with me on my channel, subscribe, checking out my videos, then you likely know that APYs are on a downward trend, largely influenced by the Federal Reserve's recent adjustments to the funds rate. This past year, some CDs have been lowering their APYs, like 0.10%, 0.15%, smaller increments like that. However, now in the past couple of months, since the last time I did this video in August 2024, CD yields have dropped more significantly. There have been some that have dropped 0.50%, 0.45%, 0.25%, a whole percent. It could be a game changer for savers, but I'm here to navigate through these changes and highlight what could be some of the best options for your money if you're considering a CD certificate of deposit account. And there's definitely a correlation between the Fed funds rate and saving yields and CD yields. I made a detailed video in depth about that. I'll link it down in the description if you want to check that out. Even in the shifting landscape, some CDs are still offering competitive rates, and I'm going to show you how you can maximize your savings with some of these CDs. And this video is separated into sections, so you can jump to a different section of the video, however you want to do it. Now, the APYs I'm going to talk about for the CDs in this video are definitely higher than all of these, but the national average that you see ranges from like 0.23% for a 1-month CD up to like 1.43% for a 5-year CDs, with some higher yields in between there. You see 1.85 for 1 year is the average, and then 1.81% is the average for a 6-month CD. And these averages you see right here are an average of CDs with a minimum deposit of $10,000, according to data from the FDIC with the Business Insider article. However, the CDs I'm going to talk about in this video are all going to be much higher than the national averages. Here's another article that has the average of CDs, a 1-year CD around 1.76% APY, 3-year around 1.41% APY, and a 5-year around 1.42% APY. However, like I said in this video, all the CDs I'm going to talk about are going to be much higher than those average APYs. Now, before we jump into the CD accounts that are out of the top 5 list that have lowered their yield and the honorable mentions in the top 5 list, let's get into some features that all of these accounts have in common. So all of the accounts in this video are FDIC insured. So they have the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation backing with them. And that is an independent agency that was created by Congress during the Great Depression to maintain stability and public confidence in the nation's financial system. And typically they're going to protect your account up to $250,000. So if something went wrong with the bank or financial institution that you have your money in, the CD account, savings account, or whatever that are FDIC insured, then the FDIC would step in and pretty much make you whole. So you would not lose your money, even if that bank collapsed or went under, bankrupt, anything like that. You will be made whole. Your funds will be returned to you by the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And actually, no customer has ever lost funds in an FDIC insured bank, even if that bank has gone under or gone bankrupt. No customer with an FDIC insured bank has ever lost funds since the FDIC was created. So it's very important for your money to be FDIC insured. I personally would not open an account with any bank or financial institution that was not FDIC insured. So yeah, next up here, all of the APYs are fixed rate APYs, which means the rate that you get when you sign up for these CD accounts will remain the same for the length of the CD. So if it's a 9-month CD, 6-month CD, no matter how long it is, the APY you get when you sign up is going to remain the same throughout. So even if that bank lowers the APY for that specific term CD next month or 2 months from now, that won't pertain to you. You will keep the same APY that you got when you sign up. So you're pretty much locking in that rate, locking in that APY. So that works both ways though. However, if the rate goes up next month or 2 months from now, then you would still get that same rate that you had before, that lower rate, basically. So it kind of goes both ways. It can work for you, kind of against you having a fixed rate. A fixed rate is typically good because you know how much you're going to get paid with your interest. No matter what's going on with the market, the economy, the federal funds rate, anything like that, you lock in that certain rate and okay, for the next 6 months, for the next year, for the next 14 months, however long, this is the APY I'm getting on that amount of money that I put in the CD. So yes, all of the accounts in this video have fixed rate APYs, which is pretty much a standard thing with CD, certificate of deposit accounts. That's one of the things that makes them different from savings accounts, because savings accounts typically have variable rate APYs. No matter how long you have your money, you just have your money sitting in a savings account, and that APY could change like 3-4 times in the year, basically. So that's one of the main differences between savings accounts and CD accounts, is that rate being fixed with CD accounts and the rates being variable with savings accounts. Next up here, common feature that all of these accounts have is that none of them have a monthly maintenance fee. So you don't have to worry about any kind of $2, $3 fee or anything being thrown at you just for having the account open. Next on the list, there is an early withdrawal penalty that ranges between these accounts. So you put your money in these accounts for this certain term limit, 6 months, 9 months, however long. So you're pretty much locked into that period. You can take your money out, the principal amount you put in the interest. However, you will get hit with a penalty, and that ranges. Sometimes like 180 days worth of interest or 60 days worth of interest. Different banks and financial institutions have different penalty amounts. Now, often you can take the interest that you earn out every month. So once the interest is paid out, you could typically, on a lot of accounts, transfer that to a different account or something like that, take that out, and that's fine. You won't get a penalty for that. However, if you try to take that principal amount, however amount your CD is, 10,000, 7,000, 20,000, 50,000, whatever it is you put in the CD, if you try to take that out before the term limit is, that 6 months, 9 months, whatever the term limit is, then you will get hit with the penalty. So typically, a CD account is good for somebody who has a lump sum of money, wants to earn a nice high yield on it, wants that money to be safe and not lose value of the principal, and wants to be able to get to that money at a certain time and earn interest on it, basically. But yeah, all of these accounts do have an early withdrawal penalty associated with them that ranges if you were to do that with the money that you put in the account. Also, there are various initial deposit requirements for the CD accounts in this video. Some of them don't have an initial deposit requirement, and some of them do, whether it be $500, $1,000, and so on and so on. When we get to the list, I'll tell you exactly what the initial deposit requirement is for each of these accounts, whether or not they have one or whether they do, and how much that amount is. So yeah, there are various initial deposit requirements with the CD accounts on this list. And also, all the banks and financial institutions on this list have a mobile app available on the Apple and Google Play app stores where you can check out your account and do different things with your account on your phone with the mobile app that's on the app store from that financial institution. So it makes it very convenient to be able to check out your account. Now that we've gone over that section, let me give you an overview of some CD accounts that have lowered their APY so much that they have dropped out of my top 5 list. First up here, we have the First Internet Bank 12-month certificate of deposit. Previously, it was number 5 on my list back in August 2024 at 5.26% APY. However, since then, they've dropped the yield on this 12-month CD down to 4.42% APY. So no longer in the top 5 list. Next up is the Next Bank 12-month certificate of deposit. Previously, in my August 2024 video, it was tied at number 3 at 5.35% APY. However, since then, they have dropped it down to 4.22% APY, and now it is out of my top 5 list. And we have another one here, the Presidential Bank 7-month CD. It was previously tied at number 2 in my video in August at 5.50% APY. Since then, it's dropped a whole percentage point down to 4.50%, and now it is out of my top 5 with that drop. So yeah, as you see, there have definitely been some noticeable drops in APYs. Those are clear-cut examples right there. CDs that were in my top 5 list before that have lowered their yield so much that they're no longer in my top 5 list. There's still some high APYs. 4.50% is still a nice yield to earn money on a lump sum of money. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to show you all how much some of these CDs have dropped in a short amount of time. Now that I've briefly gone over the accounts that have dropped out of the top 5 list, let me tell you about some of the honorable mentions on this list. First honorable mention we have here is the Capital One 11-month certificate of deposit at 4.30% APY. There is no minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded and credited monthly. Calculation example for this CD: if you had $50,000 in this 11th month CD at 4.30% APY, after 11 months, that $50,000 would be around $51,967.36, with total interest earned of about $1,967.36. Capital One was founded in 1994 as a spinoff from Signet Financial, which is now part of Wells Fargo. Capital One specializes in credit cards, auto loans, and various different banking products and services. It's one of the largest banks in the United States based on total assets, and their headquarters is in McLean, Virginia. Next honorable mention is the Synchrony 9-month certificate of deposit at 4.50% APY. There is no minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one: if you had $50,000 in this account for 9 months at 4.50% APY, after 9 months, that $50,000 would be about $51,678.18. Synchrony Financial offers consumer financing products including credit, financing, and loyalty programs, installment lending to industries, and consumer savings products. Synchrony has roots that go back to 1932 when GE Capital Retail Bank was started. In 2014, GE eventually spun off the portion of its GE Capital business dedicated to retail credit cards and indicated that the new company would be called Synchrony Financial. Synchrony's headquarters is in Stamford, Connecticut. And the next honorable mention on the list here is the Ally 6-month certificate of deposit at 4.60% APY. There's no minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. If you want to know more details about Ally CD accounts, I did an in-depth overview video of them on my channel. I'll leave a link to that video down in the description. They have other CD accounts that are around 4.60%, like 4.50% and things like that, but this 6-month CD is currently their highest yielding CD at 4.60% APY. Calculation example for this one: if you have $50,000 in this 6-month CD at 4.60% APY, after 6 months that $50,000 would be about $51,137.07. Ally Financial was formerly known as GMAC, General Motors Acceptance Corporation, until 2010. GMAC was founded in 1919 by General Motors. Ally is one of the largest car financing companies in the United States, and they offer various accounts including checking, savings, CDs, and money market accounts, as well as investment products and loans. Ally headquarters is in Detroit, Michigan. And the last honorable mention I want to tell you about here on this video is the Marcus by Goldman Sachs certificate of deposits at 4.50% APY. They currently have 3 different term CDs at that 4.50% APY, including their 6-month, 9-month, and 12-month CDs. There is a $500 minimum initial deposit required to open these accounts, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for their 12-month CD at 4.50%: if you had $50,000 in that CD account for 12 months, after that 12 months at 4.50% APY, that $50,000 would be about $52,250. Marcus by Goldman Sachs is an online bank that offers a savings account and multiple term CDs. Marcus by Goldman Sachs is a brand of Goldman Sachs Bank that was launched in 2016, and Goldman Sachs is one of the largest banks in the United States based on total assets. And Goldman Sachs was founded in 1869 in New York, where their headquarters still remains. I'm sure you're familiar with all or at least some of those financial institutions in the honorable mention section. Now that we've gone over those, let's get into the top 5 list. Starting with number 5 here, we have the Basque Bank 3-month certificate of deposit at 4.90% APY. There's a $1,000 minimum deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one: if you have $50,000 in this account for 3 months at 4.90% APY, after that 3 months, that $50,000 would be about $50,601.56. So total interest earned of around $601. Basque Bank is an online bank that offers one savings account that earns interest and another that earns American Airlines miles, as well as CD accounts of various terms. Basque Bank is a division of Texas Capital Bank, which was founded in 1998, and their headquarters is in Dallas, Texas. And at number 4, we have the Quantic 3-month certificate of deposit. Previously in my August 2024 video, this CD was tied at number 2 at 5.50% APY. However, since then, they've lowered the APY of this CD down to 4.95%, and now it is number 4 on the list. There's a $500 minimum deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one: if you have $50,000 in this CD account at 4.95% for 3 months, after 3 months that $50,000 would be about $50,607.59. Quantic Bank is a digital-focused online bank that's headquartered in Astoria, New York City. Quantic offers personal checking, savings, and certificate of deposit accounts, as well as a variety of mortgage loan products. In late 2009, real estate developer and entrepreneur Stephen Schnall bought Golden First Bank, which was a small troubled bank in Great Neck, New York, with $24 million in assets. The terms of the sale allowed him to buy the bank with a clean balance sheet. Schnall then assembled a new team, injected fresh capital, and renamed it Quantic Bank. And at number 3, we have a tie. First up here, we have the Total Bank CD account. Previously, this CD with this bank was at number 1 on my list back in August 2024. However, since then, they've dropped the APY from 5.51% down to 5%. And with this CD account at Total Bank, there's a $25,000 minimum deposit required to open it and a $1 million deposit maximum. And with this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. And one thing to notate in the small print with this CD account with Total Bank is that they state that Total Bank can conduct business anywhere in the United States with exception of Florida, Puerto Rico, American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, and U.S. Virgin Islands. So there are some exclusions of where you can actually open up this account depending on where you live in the United States. Calculation example for this 6-month CD, if you had $50,000 in this 6-month CD with Total Bank at 5% APY, after 6 months, that $50,000 will be around $51,234.75. Total Bank is a division of City National Bank of Florida, which was founded in 1946. The parent company of National Bank of Florida is Banco de Crédito y Inversiones, one of Latin America's largest banks and second largest bank in Chile. Total Bank offers various term CDs and money market accounts. Also tied at number 3 is the Bread Financial 6-month certificate of deposit at 5% APY. There's a minimum initial deposit required to open this account of $1,500 and a maximum deposit of $1 million. And with this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, same as the previous account. If you have $50,000 in this CD at 5% APY for 6 months, after 6 months, that $50,000 would be about $51,234.75. So total interest earned of around $1,234. Bread Financial is a financial services company offering credit cards, loans, savings, and CD accounts. Bread Financial was formerly known as Alliance Data, which was formed by a combination of JCPenney's credit card processing unit and a Limited's credit card bank business. Alliance Data changed its name to Bread Financial Holdings in March 2022. Bread Savings is a product of Community Capital Bank, which was founded in 1996 with a headquarters in Columbus, Ohio. And at number 2, we have another tie. First up here, we have the NewTek 6-month certificate of deposit. Previously, this account was tied at number 3, but now with the movements of the yields and some of the accounts being out of the top 5, this CD is at number 2 now. Previously, this CD was at 5.35% APY. However, it has since dropped down to 5.05% APY. And there's a $2,500 minimum initial deposit required to open this account and a maximum deposit balance of $250,000. And with this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this CD, if you have $50,000 in this 6-month CD at 5.05% APY, after 6 months, that $50,000 will be about $51,246.95. NewTek Bank is backed by NewTek One, which is a publicly traded company. NewTek One offers payment, lending, insurance, and technology products. NewTek Bank was founded in 1963, and they offer personal savings and CD accounts, and business savings and checking accounts. NewTek Bank headquarters is in Miami, Florida. Also tied at number 2 is the Bank 5 Connect 6-month certificate of deposit at 5.05% APY. There's a $500 minimum deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this CD, same as the previous account. If you have $50,000 in this 6-month CD at 5.05% APY, after 6 months, that $50,000 will be about $51,246.95. So total interest earned of around $1,246.95. Bank 5 Connect was created in 2013 as an online division of Bank 5. Bank 5 was founded in 1855 with a headquarters in Fall River, Massachusetts. Bank 5 Connect offers DIF, Depositors Insurance Fund protection, on top of FDIC protection, which protects deposits in excess of $250,000. Bank 5 Connect offers savings and checking accounts, CD accounts, and credit cards. And at number 1 is the Barclays 6-month certificate of deposit at 5.10% APY. There is no minimum deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you have $50,000 in this 6-month CD at 5.10% APY, after 6 months, that $50,000 would be about $51,259.15. So total interest earned of about $1,259.15. Barclays traces its roots back to 2 goldsmith bankers, John Friame and Thomas Gold, who were doing business in London in 1690. In 1736, Friame's son, Joseph, took his brother-in-law, James Barclay, on as a partner, and the name has remained a constant presence in the business ever since. Barclays is a British multinational universal bank with a headquarters in London, England. And Barclays offers personal, business, investment, and corporate banking services and products and more. And that is it with the video, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this video helped you find some valuable options for your saving strategy. Remember, even in the climate of declining APYs, there are still opportunities to secure solid returns. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more personal finance insights and tips. If you have any questions or thoughts on CD accounts or any specific accounts in this video, drop a comment down below. Until next time, keep investing in your future and put your money to work for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.